This video is about a complete analysis of SPSS data. The analysis includes explanation of reliability test, descriptive statistics, correlation coefficient, model summary, multicollinearity statistics, and regression results. At first, we have to check the reliability of the data which have been collected from the respondents before making analysis of correlation and regression results. There are various measures to test the reliability. Among them, Cronbach alpha is the most popular. As per the results of Cronbach alpha, all four variables have the alpha values above the acceptance threshold of 0.70, confirming good internal consistency and reliability. Among the variables, financial attitude shows the highest reliability because it has the highest Cronbach alpha, which is 0.919, and followed by closely by financial awareness with alpha coefficient of 0.917, while personal financial planning and financial knowledge also show satisfactory reliability. In overall, the measurement skills are reliable and suitable for further statistical analysis. The descriptive statistics, mean and standard deviation for all the four variables which have been derived from the 5-point Likert scale data provided by the respondents. The mean and standard deviations are mostly used statistical tool to describe the nature and characteristics of the variable. The mean represents the average perception of the respondents towards the variable, whereas standard deviation measures to what extent their perceptions has been deviated from the mean value. According to descriptive statistics result, respondents demonstrate generally high levels of financial literacy and financial planning. Among the variables, financial awareness recorded the highest mean score, which is 4.54, suggesting that respondents had a very high and consistency level of financial awareness. Personal financial planning also show a high mean, indicating that most respondents actively engage in financial planning. Similarly, financial knowledge had also high mean score as indicated by mean value of 4.17, reflecting a good level of financial knowledge with relatively low variability among respondents. But in contrast, financial attitude recorded the lowest mean, that is 3.56, indicating a comparatively moderate financial attitude and greater variation in respondents' attitude. Overall, the findings suggest that respondents possess strong financial awareness, knowledge, and planning practice, while financial attitudes differ more substantially across the individuals. Here, the mean value lies between 1 and 5 because it has been derived from the 5-point Likert scale data. The table presents the correlation coefficient between the variables. Correlation coefficient measures the relationship between the variables. Here, among the four variables, personal financial planning is a dependent variable, whereas remaining three variables are independent. The first row of every variable presents the correlation coefficient, whereas the second row shows the p-value. P-value stands for probability value and also known as the significance value. The value of 1 presented in diagonal indicates the relationship of the variables to itself always be perfect positive. According to results of correlation coefficient of personal financial planning is positively correlated with financial knowledge, financial awareness, and financial attitude, as indicated by correlation coefficient of 0.762, 0.079, and 0.439. It means when financial knowledge, financial awareness, and financial attitude increases, then personal financial planning will also be increased. Among these three relationships, only financial knowledge and financial attitude has been found to be significant. Financial knowledge is highly significant because its p-value is resulted less than 0.01, whereas financial attitude is also found to be significant because its p-value is less than 0.05. But the relationship with financial awareness is insignificant because its p-value is found to be higher than 0.05. In this way, with the tools of using correlation coefficients, we can analyze the association between the variables. Overall, the findings suggest that financial knowledge plays the most influencing role among the study variables, while financial awareness shows relatively weak association. As per the results of model summary, the summary indicates a strong overall relationship between the independent variables and personal financial planning, as indicated by capital R 0.756. The R-squared value of 0.571 shows that 57.1% of the variation in personal financial planning is explained by the independent variables included in the model. while the remaining 42.9% is attributable to other factors which has not been considered in the study. The adjusted R-square of 0.566 suggests that the model retains substantial explanatory power after adjusting for the number of predictors, and the standard error of the estimate 0.294 indicates a relatively low prediction error. Overall, the regression model demonstrates a good fit and satisfactory explanatory ability. The ANOVA results show that the overall regression model is statistically significant because p-value of ANOVA or F ratio is 0.000, which is less than 0.05. It means the independent variables collectively have a significant effect on personal financial planning. Therefore, the regression model is appropriate for predicting personal financial planning and supports the overall significance of the study model. The test of multicollinearity can also be carried out to test whether the independent variables are really independent or not. According to collinearity statistics, tolerance values are found to be 0.656 for financial knowledge, 0.883 for financial awareness, and 0.769 for financial attitude, which are found to be higher than 0.10, whereas variance inflation factor is resulted less than 10 for all the independent variables. It means the result confirms that the independent variables are not highly correlated with one another, indicating that the regression model satisfies the assumption of multicollinearity and that the estimated coefficients are reliable for interpretation. In other words, the selected independent variables, financial knowledge, financial awareness, and financial attitude, are independent to each other. The tolerance and variance inflation factor are two measures used to detect multicollinearity among independent variables in regression analysis. They are mathematically related as reciprocals of each other. The regression result shows to what extent the dependent variable is influenced by the selected independent variables. As per the results of regression result, the constant value is found to be 0.811. It means when the independent variables, financial knowledge, awareness, and attitude remains at zero, then the value of dependent variable, that is personal financial planning, will be 0.811. The beta coefficient of financial knowledge is 0.103 and its standard error is 0.046. It means when the financial knowledge is increased by 1%, then dependent variable personal financial planning will be increased by 0.103% and it may error by 0.046%. At the same time, when financial awareness is increased by 1%, then personal financial planning, which is dependent variable, will be increased by 0.043% and it may deviate by 0.057%. At last, the value of beta coefficient 0.594 for the financial attitude indicates when the financial attitude is increased by 1%, then the personal financial planning will be increased by 0.594% and there may be error of 0.03%. The results of standardized beta are 0.100 for financial knowledge, 0.031 for financial awareness, and the 0.710 for financial attitude. Among these three variables, the highest standardized beta is 0.710 for the variable financial attitude. That means personal financial planning, which is dependent variable, has been highly impacted by financial attitude and followed by financial knowledge. Whereas there is least influence of financial awareness because its standardized beta has been found to be least. Looking at significance value, the p-value for financial knowledge is 0.031, which is less than 0.05, and it shows financial knowledge has positive and also significant impact on personal financial planning. The p-value for financial awareness is 0.454, which is higher than 0.05 significance level. So financial awareness has positive impact but insignificant. At last, financial attitude has positive and significant as well impact on dependent variable personal financial planning because its significance value is 0.000, which is less than 0.05. Overall, the findings suggest that financial attitude is the most influencing determinant of personal financial planning, followed by financial knowledge, whereas financial awareness does not significantly predict the personal financial planning in the model. From the results of regression, we can also decide whether to accept the hypothesis or not. Looking at significance value among these three independent variables, the hypothesis of financial knowledge and financial attitude can be accepted because their p-value are less than 0.05 at 5% significance level, whereas financial awareness That means hypothesis of hardware awareness can be rejected because of its p-value higher than 0.05. That's all for today's video. I hope this SPSS tutorial is useful and help you better understand data analysis and interpretation of the result. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.